As usual, we'll always have interesting packages for you every Saturday morning. So are you looking at having, short distances on the waterway?
Well, actually, it depends on where you're going to, but actually those stops are actually there. So what you just said now, there's actually Ojo to Mile 2 right now. So the whole idea is that what we actually they're actually called routes. But on those routes are several stops, so it depends on where you're going to.
Well, I want to bring you to rules and regulations.
Absolutely.
On the road, we have LASWA and all of them.
Yes.
We have laid down, rules. These are things you have to, guidelines and all that you just have to follow strictly. Definitely, I know we have them on the waterway.
Absolutely.
How do you enforce adherence to all this?
Well, first things first, it starts from the jetty itself. So we have what we call water guards. They are like the beach masters. They're the ones who ensure the boats are not overloading. They're the ones who ensure people are wearing their life jackets properly, which is always a problem because people always feel, oh, this life jacket, or I don't want to wear it, but you have to wear a life jacket because it keeps you safe. Now, one of the things we're able to do was we realized that, okay, we didn't have a sufficient number. So just earlier on this year, we were able to employ an extra 60 of those water guards. We formerly had 48, but now we have 108, which has enabled us cover the full expanse of the waterways in Lagos State. When you get onto the waterways now, we have what we call a monitoring and a patrol team who go around. We've had 2 boats for the longest time possible. This year, our second 2 boats just arrived 2 months ago. So now I have 4 boats, and the whole idea is to deploy those 4 boats to cover. So we divided into the east, west, and central. That's how we divide Lagos. And we see that in the east we have our presence, in the west and in the central you must have the presence. So the whole idea is deploy those boats into those locations. That's where they all ply. And the good thing about it is that we also have the marine police who are quite active on the waterways. They ensure some of security. We have the Navy as well, the Navy Command in Lagos, which also ensures that there's security, because we are more focused on safety and they adhere to rules and regulations. And of course we have to do a lot of passenger whistleblowing, because a lot of the time they might not be on that boat with you, but you notice something, captain is overspeeding, maybe you find out maybe there's a leakage on the boat somewhere, you report, because we have numbers where you report to, and you report that, and we attend to that immediately because we don't want to play with it.
Okay, let me take you a bit out of our territory.
Okay.
Let me take you to the international waters. Yes, we have the port.
Okay.
Are there boundaries? What is your agency, LASWA? What is your relationship with the port authority?
Lagos State Waterways Authority is in charge of inland waterways. So this has to do with the inland areas of Lagos State. Now when we get to the outside water, that's where MPA's remit comes down. That's where you have the big vessels which come in, which bring all the goods and services. But interestingly, we've not just been moving passengers now, we've seen a lot of cargo movements on our waterways, which has been helping decongest Apapa. And these cargo movements are actually fully being regulated as well by MPA, and to a certain extent by NIMASA. So it has
to water sports.
Okay.
Why is it's almost non-existent? Are you looking at something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, working with the Ministry of Tourism, we're actually doing that as well. But the truth about it is that we want to make sure we sort out our passengers first before we get to water tourism. Yeah, but actually, this is something that's very active. You'll be amazed to know that people actually go out to the shorelines to what we call scuba diving. They actually dive down, deep down onto the outer shore. So you have to have that training which goes on in Lagos. It's heavily dominated by the expatriate community, but we have a lot of lots of locals who are also getting involved now with a lot of that as well.
As you go into the new week, be intentional about putting a smile on the face of someone. I tell you, we need it at this very point in time. A lot of frustration, a lot of depression out there. Just be intentional about making someone happy. My name is Yinka Kenny. Till I come your way, same time, same station, same show next week.